Welcome back to the cryptoworld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin is still bouncing around between critical support and resistance, while the price is now sitting on the edge of a breakout from this new pattern, which will set up new price targets. So I'll be talking about that in just a moment, alongside Ethereum, which is already breaking out to the upside. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so make sure to watch to the end. First of all, just taking a quick look at some Bitcoin ETF news today, because just today, Grayscale sent another around 2,600 Bitcoin worth around $114 million over towards Coinbase to dump on the market. And so, of course, if you watched my last video here on the channel, you'll know that this is roughly around the same amount that they dumped as what we saw yesterday. And as I've mentioned recently on the channel, if they're selling less than 5 to 10,000 Bitcoin each day, so for example, right here, selling around 2,600 Bitcoin in one day, honestly, this is not bad at all, because previously they were selling closer to 15 to 20,000 Bitcoin each day, which is a lot more selling pressure. But with these reduced amounts that they're selling each day, like 2 to 3,000 Bitcoin each day, this can easily be bought up by other Bitcoin ETFs, like for example, the iShares Bitcoin Trust, also known as the BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF. And as of right now, the BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF is currently holding over 75,700 Bitcoin, worth over $3.2 billion in their Spot Bitcoin ETF. And so as of right now, BlackRock alone is accumulating roughly around $100 million worth of Bitcoin each weekday, each trading day, which basically means BlackRock alone is essentially offsetting the selling pressure from Grayscale at the moment. But of course, Grayscale is really the only ETF with a lot of outflows causing a lot of selling pressure, but there's a bunch of other spot Bitcoin ETFs also buying up Bitcoin. It's just at the moment, BlackRock is currently the biggest buyer. They are the fastest growing spot Bitcoin ETF. But once again, BlackRock alone is basically buying up all of the Bitcoin that Grayscale is dumping, and then the other spot Bitcoin ETFs are also providing a little bit more buying pressure, which is good news for Bitcoin. And as always, if anything new happens with these spot Bitcoin ETFs causing more selling pressure or buying pressure, I'll be sure to keep you up to date in real time over on my Twitter and also every day here in these videos. So make sure you subscribe to this channel with notifications turned on so that you don't miss out on any of these important update videos. But anyway, getting into the Bitcoin charts today, this is on the daily Bitcoin chart, and right now, the daily Bitcoin RSI is getting extremely close to a breakout to the upside, which will be a bullish signal once it actually confirms. And as for the momentum here in the daily Bitcoin MACD, like I've been saying basically every day over the last 2 weeks or so, of course, we're seeing bullish momentum in the daily Bitcoin MACD, but at the moment, it's not as much momentum compared to what we saw previously back here, for example. And if we're taking a look at this daily Bitcoin chart, looking at the DXY, as I've said over the last few days, we've seen another recent spike in the DXY, which is actually a warning signal for Bitcoin and crypto. But just today, at least so far, we're seeing a slight pullback in the DXY. Basically, that spike to the upside is stopping, at least for now. And so obviously, I'll keep a close eye on this DXY and keep you up to date in these videos. Of course, if we see a reversal back to the downside in the DXY, that is bullish for Bitcoin and crypto. And so at least as of right now, we have not yet broken the short-term uptrend in the DXY. Technically, it's still currently looking bullish despite the very small pullback today. And so in order to become more confident in a lot more bullish price action playing out for the price of Bitcoin, I'd like to see a further pullback or reversal back to the downside in the DXY, simply in order to become more confident in a lot more bullish price action for Bitcoin. But anyway, if we're zooming into the shorter term, looking at the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, right now, as I've recorded in this video, the price of Bitcoin is once again running into this area of resistance, which is sitting in between around 43.3K to 43.7K. And so obviously, at least for now, it's still a possibility that we could end up seeing another rejection from this resistance, like what we've seen multiple times over the last few weeks. And so at least in the short term here, I would only start to flip much more bullish again on Bitcoin if we see a confirmed breakout above the top side of this area of resistance, which is sitting at, once again, around 43.7K. And so until we confirm a breakout above that level with candle closes above that level, at least for now in the imminent short term, we're still in this choppy sideways price range, looking relatively neutral until we actually confirm a breakout. And of course, if we broke below this area of support, which by the way is sitting in between around 41.7K to around 42.2K, basically if we broke below that area, so if we broke below 41.7K, then obviously that would be a short-term bearish signal, and in that case, we would likely see a drop down towards around around $40,000 approximately. Once again, if we first confirm a break back below around 41.7k. And now, if we do end up seeing a confirmed breakout above this area of resistance, so above around 43.7k with candle closes above that level, then in that case, we could be targeting around 48.8k based on this massive inverse head and shoulders pattern in the price of Bitcoin here on the 8-hour time frame. But ideally, this pattern needs to break out sometime soon over the next few days in order to actually confirm the pattern and the price target. Because basically, if we take way too long to break out here and instead we just chop around sideways or even see another move to the downside over the next 1 to 2 weeks or so, then the right shoulder for this inverse head and shoulders pattern will simply be way too large compared to the left shoulder, which would invalidate the formation stage of this pattern. And so once again, we need to see a breakout above this resistance within the next few days. And once again, that resistance is sitting at around 43.7k in order to confirm that price target at around 48.8k. And just before talking about this new pattern in the price of Bitcoin and a possible new breakout with new price targets, of course, this breakout from the point of the breakout to the price target for the inverse head and shoulders pattern, that would be around a 12% move to the upside if we successfully break out here and head up towards the price target. And so obviously, if you're just holding Bitcoin on the spot market, that's a 12% gain. But just for example, with a 10x leverage trade, that could be a 120% profit, more than doubling your money. And in case you're wondering where I take those trades in the price of Bitcoin and any other crypto, personally, I take those trades over on Bybit. So I'll make sure to leave a link to Bybit in the description down below and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link to make a Bybit account and deposit on that account, you can get up to a $30,000 deposit bonus, but only if you use that link down below this video. But for whatever reason, if you cannot access Bybit or if you cannot KYC on Bybit, there is also Bitflex, which is another crypto exchange similar to Bybit, but you don't need KYC for Bitflex. And also right now, Bitflex is running an exclusive Apple Watch Series 9 giveaway only for those of you who sign up using the link down below this video. And so if you click that link, it'll take you to this page right here where you can simply sign up to Bitflex. And basically, if you make a $100 deposit worth of crypto or more onto that account and make just one trade on the derivatives market over at Bitflex, then that puts you in the running for this brand new Apple Watch Series 9 giveaway. And this giveaway, by the way, lasts for the next 1 month. So you have 1 month to get set up, ready to go on Bitflex and make one trade over on Bitflex. And once again, you can only enter this giveaway if you use the link down below this video to make a Bitflex account. And so if you're trading crypto anyway, or if you're preparing to take the next trade, you might as well get set up, ready to go over on Bitflex if you want to enter this giveaway. But anyway, getting back into the Bitcoin chart, taking a look at the 4-hour Bitcoin chart. And right now, the price of Bitcoin is sitting on the edge of a potential breakout from this new pattern. And of course, this pattern right here is known as a symmetrical triangle pattern, also known as a horizontal triangle pattern, with support currently sitting at around 42.4k and resistance currently sitting closer towards around 43.3k. And now keep in mind, even if we break out just above 43.3k, so breaking out from this triangle pattern, obviously we still have this area of resistance on the 4-hour Bitcoin chart going up towards 43.7k. And so once again, I would only be more confident in bullish price action in the short term here if we see a confirmed breakout above 43.7k. But in that scenario, if we break out to the upside, then a short-term price target based on this symmetrical triangle pattern, if we break out to the upside, once again, that would set up a price target at around $45,000. And so from the point of the breakout to the price target, we're talking around a 4% move to the upside, or if we're talking about a breakout from 43.7k to that price target, that's still around a 3% move to the upside. And once again, just for example, a 10x leverage long position could turn a 3% move into a 30% profit, just for example. But at least as of right now, considering we have not yet fully confirmed a breakout from this triangle pattern, or especially not yet confirmed a breakout from this area of resistance, at least as of right now, it's still a possibility that we could end up seeing another rejection. And so in that case, if we break below that line of support for this triangle pattern, that could set up a bearish price target at around 40.7k. But also keep in mind that even if we break to the downside below this line of support, once again at around 42.4k, keep in mind that below that level right there, in between the break and the price target, basically, we still have this area of support also on the 4-hour Bitcoin chart. And so even in that scenario, obviously we could see an initial break to the downside and then perhaps bounce at around this area of support. And so that's why I've been saying this entire time since all the way back here that at least in the shorter term, I'm relatively neutral on the price of Bitcoin while the price is still in this sideways price range. And then the moment we finally see a confirmed breakout either above this resistance or below this support, that is where I'd flip much more bullish or much more bearish. And as for the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, we do actually have a lot of liquidity just in the short term, sitting at around 44,000 to 44.1k. And so at least in the immediate short term, that's basically acting as a magnet for the price of Bitcoin, pulling the price towards that area of liquidity. And some other important levels of liquidity to look out for in this liquidation heat map are, first of all, sitting at around 41.6k to 41.8k. And below that area of support that I just mentioned earlier, we have some more liquidity further to the downside in between around 39,500 to 40,000. And so that's why I said earlier, if we confirm a break below this area of support, I would be targeting at around 40,000, give or take, as the next likely move if we first confirm a break below this area of support, which obviously as of right now has not happened. And if we're taking a look at the ETH to US dollar chart on the daily time frame, technically speaking, the bearish divergence is still currently active. But what we are now seeing in the daily Ethereum MACD is a possible bullish cross. But as of right now, this potential bullish cross is not yet confirmed. We still need to see a daily candle close to actually confirm the bullish cross in place. But either way, whether this confirms or not, at least as of right now, and as I've been saying over the last 1 week or so, we're simply lacking momentum based on the MACD. And that means for both directions. Right now, we're lacking momentum, which is why we're seeing a lot of choppy sideways price action and not really any significant move in either direction. And so at least for now, while we're still lacking momentum, once again, this is most likely the price action that will continue to play out, at least in the short term here. But believe it or not, you can actually make a lot of easy profits from choppy sideways price action just like that. And if you want to know how to do that, then stick around to the end of this video to find out more. But if we're taking a quick look at the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart, right now the price of ETH is attempting a breakout to the upside above this massive descending line of resistance, which was sitting at around 23.10. And so far, we have actually seen a few 4-hour candle closes above this resistance, which technically confirms the breakout to the upside. And so the next resistance levels to watch out for are, first of all, sitting at around 23.80 to 23.90 based on this previous high. And above that, we have more resistance based on previous support sitting at around 24.30. And above that, we have more resistance at around 2.5k. And as for short-term support, I'll now expect support around this previous line of resistance, which once again is sitting at around 23.10, closer towards around 2.3k. And what we're now seeing on the 6-hour ETH to US dollar chart is a continued breakout to the upside, which is something that I talked about in my last video, because as I said in my last video here on the channel, we already initially confirmed the breakout to the upside with one candle close, and then we were retesting that previous line of resistance. And considering the fact that we did not end up seeing a confirmed break back below that line of resistance, and instead we saw a bounce from that level, of course that confirms the retest, which further confirms the breakout to the upside. And so at least as of right now, based on this symmetrical triangle pattern right here, we do have a technical price target to the upside, which is sitting at around 25.80. And so from the point of the breakout to that price target, that's around an 11 to 12% move to the upside, or from where we are right now to that price target, that's still around a 10% move to the upside. And once again, just for example, with a 10x leverage trade, that 10% move could be a 100% profit, basically doubling your money, just for example. But once again, it's important to remember that we still have other levels of resistance between now and that price target, as I just mentioned earlier. And of course, those levels of resistance is where the price is most likely going to struggle at and possibly see rejections from. And basically, this breakout to the upside and this bullish price target and this pattern will only invalidate if we see a confirmed break back below the point of the breakout, so back below around 2.3k. And so in that scenario, if we break back below $2,300, then once again, that would invalidate the bullish price target. And in that case, we would find our next support closer towards around 22.70 to 22.80. And below that, we have more support at around 22.50. And if we're taking a quick look at the price of Chainlink against the US dollar on the daily time frame, obviously over the last 1 day, we're seeing a bit of a rejection just underneath that $20 level. And as I mentioned on the channel 2 videos ago now, just 2 days ago, of course, we should be expecting a lot of resistance very close to $20 because that's a strong psychological level of resistance. And we also have that technical price target for this inverse head and shoulders pattern sitting very close to $20. And at least as of right now, the price of Chainlink at the current local high has made it up towards around $19.80, so obviously very close to that $20 level. And so like I said in my last video, this trade for Chainlink against the US dollar for this inverse head and shoulders pattern breakout is essentially already complete. We've pretty much already hit that price target. We've only fallen short of around 20 cents. But if we're taking a look at Chainlink versus Bitcoin, this is the Link versus BTC chart. Of course, we still technically have some more room to the upside towards this price target for the breakouts for this inverse head and shoulders pattern on the Link BTC chart. Because as of right now, the price of Chainlink versus Bitcoin has made it a little over halfway between the breakout point and the price target for this technical pattern. And so from the highest point, at least so far on this chart towards this price target, that's still potentially another 9 to 10% move to the upside, or from where we are right now, as of recording this video, to that price target, that's still around a 16% move to the upside. And so basically what this means is if we continue higher in the price of Chainlink towards that price target, which technically speaking, that price target is still active, then once again, the price of Chainlink should continue to outperform Bitcoin if we continue higher on this chart towards that price target. But once again, like I said earlier, the price of Chainlink against the US dollar has basically already completed this breakout pattern. And so I would not necessarily be risking everything on the price just going up towards $20 because we've pretty much already hit around $20. But this is all talking about the somewhat shorter term here. Of course, over the next 1 to 2 years, over the coming bull market, obviously Chainlink could go a lot higher than $20. But once again, this is all just talking about these short-term trades. And once again, if you want to take these trades in the price of Chainlink or any other crypto, check out those links down below this video if you want to get those extra bonuses. And if you actually want to find out how you can take these trades in the price of any crypto, whether we're going up, down, or just chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can open long positions and short positions to make money if the price is bullish or bearish, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video.